extra care and sinks this one to win the match. With this win, Nelson now has won 9 tournaments in a row. The greatest golfer in the world today, Byron Nelson.
The incredible streak has been documented through time, and many a skeptic has tried to point out that the record was achieved while the world was at war, that perhaps the depth of field was on the shallow side. But actually, the other 2 parts of the American triumvirate were both back from the war by 1945 and in the fields. In fact, Ben Hogan won 5 times himself in 1945, and Sam Snead took home 6 trophies the same year.
It's a great feat. There's no question about that. I don't think anybody ever win 11 in a row again.
Over his 30-tournament schedule, Byron amassed a 68.3 scoring average, a record that stood until Tiger Woods surpassed the 55-year-old mark in 2000 at 68.1. Nonetheless, Lord Byron's record 18 victories, including 11 in a row, still stands and remains, without a doubt, one of the greatest achievements in all of sport. There you have it, the PGA Tour's all-time records. The marks that provide the ultimate test, and through time, determine the best. We hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you for watching.
On a muggy summer afternoon, harness racing hosts its most prestigious event at the Meadowlands, where favorite Southwind Frank hopes to etch his name on the list of great winners as the 91st Hambletonian champion. This great racing tradition writes its next chapter here on CBS Sports Network. They call it the Mecca, and for good reason. We're at the Meadowlands Racetrack in East Rutherford, New Jersey, the center of the harness racing world on the biggest day in the sport. It's Hambletonian Day, and our main event could very well be the cause for the coronation of a colt whose path to greatness has been well documented over the last 2 seasons. It's a beautiful facility, and we've got a beautiful day of racing coming your way. It's already been a great day of racing. It continues on our program. First of all, we've got the Big 3 in the U.S. Pacing Championship, and the all-time race mile record may fall here. 3 Indiana breds known as the Big 3 could make that happen. And then the Hambletonian Oaks, the Philly counterpart to our main event, the showcase event coming up as the 91st Hambletonian presented by Mullinax Ford, 3-year-olds going after $1 million. What a day. Hello, everyone. I'm Gary Seibel, and welcome to CBS Sports Network's coverage of the 91st Hambletonian presented by Mullinax Ford. I'm joined by Dave Brower, longtime Meadowlands racing analyst and odds maker. Dave, last couple of years we had a couple of highly regarded horses that just couldn't get the job done in the Hambletonian. This year, another standout in Southwind Frank. Will he taste Hambletonian glory, and will his connections hoist the Hambletonian trophy?
Well, Gary, I think they should. Southwind Frank is the champion until being dethroned. Yannick Gingras and Ron Burke thought they were going to win the Hambletonian a year ago with Mission Brief, and trust me, it's been an agonizing 364 days since. This year, they've got a colt that's fresh, fit, and ready to go. I think he'll be very tough to beat.
All right, we're going to take a look at the fields for the 3 races we're going to show you today. We'll show you that in just a couple of moments. We're having a bit of an issue with the graphics, but we've got a field of 10 in the Hambletonian for $1 million. Bar Hopping and Southwind Frank, and also Marion Marauder going into that race were considered to be the leading contenders for this year's Hambletonian Gold.
Gary, it's almost as advertised. The big three contenders are in the final, and they did draw good posts. We're going to show those to you in just a little bit. We had some few surprises, some big long shots that have advanced into the final. Jimmy Takter, you know, he's looking for his 5th Hambletonian. He got 2 of his 5 entrants in. And how about Andy and Julie Miller? They entered 2, and they've got 2 in the final.
All right, it is time to take a look at the fields for the Hambletonian Oaks, and the U.S. Pacing Championship. $1 million on the line. We had 2 eliminations for the Hambletonian earlier. We will show you them in their entirety a little bit later on. And here is the morning line for the field of 10 going postward after $1 million. Caprice Hill, Canada's leading 2-year-old last year at 5-2, but all the time at 9-5.
Well, Gary, the picture in the Hambletonian Oaks is not quite as clear. In fact, I think it's wide open, and many people think this could be one of the best betting races of the day. As usual, we have the usual suspects. The race does go through trainer Jimmy Takter and Yannick Gingras. They are looking to win their 3rd straight Oaks. Maybe they can do it.
All right, that, of course, the Hambletonian Oaks, still working on the Hambletonian field. We've got some great trotting fillies in the Hambletonian Oaks coming up, going for $500,000, and the U.S. Pacing Championship as well. I mean, you know, the weather is threatening, but the track is still listed as fast, and the weather conditions are just right for horses to go very fast. So far, is that the case with what we've seen in the times of the miles?
So far, the times, Gary, have been fast, but not super fast. We have been very fortunate so far up to this point to have avoided the rain, but we've been warned that it could come sometime in the next half an hour. That's going to affect us on the set. It's going to affect the 20 or 30,000 fans here at the Meadowlands. But the first race we're going to show you today, that U.S. Pacing Championship, these are the fastest pacers on the sport. It's the most talked about and dynamic division in the sport, and anytime you get the big 3 together, I guarantee fireworks out on the racetrack.
Here's a look at the field for the U.S. Pacing Championship, which is presented by Crawford Farms. Delta Winner, who won last year's Cane Pace in a big upset here at the Meadowlands, is 15-1, but Always Be Mickey has won 4 in a row and 6 of his last 7, and that includes a couple of 147 miles in his last couple of starts. Wiggle It Jiggle It, last year's Horse of the Year, at 3-1. Let's welcome in the 3rd member of our broadcast team right now. He's got plenty of great stories for you from the paddock and elsewhere today, Justin Horowitz. Justin.
Thanks, Gary. You know, if there's one horse in all of harness racing that captures the public's attention more than Wiggle It Jiggle It, I haven't found him yet, and I'm here with the man who's responsible for that horse, George Teague. And George, your horse has made 42 starts. He's been 1st, 2nd, or 3rd in every single one of them except 1, and that was on Hambletonian Day last year. So why is this year going to be different?
I'm not looking for a repeat of that. No, he's coming into the race well. Just got a little bit of racing luck and hoping few things to break his way, so he'll be fine.
Well, obviously his rivalry against Always Be Mickey has captured the imagination of sports fans, but you're 0-2 against Always Be Mickey. How are you going to turn the tables today?
Well, you got to step up his game a little, I guess. Now, he's been racing well. Mickey's a good horse. I mean, all the credit goes to him. So until we beat him, he's the best.
Now, your horse comes off a very impressive win up at Saratoga. He had a rare week off. Normally, we see him race every single week. So with that week off, is he 100% to try to pull off the upset?
You know, he's a little bit sounder. I mean, 1 week with him has got to be a little bit fresher. But no, he's come to the race. Every time he races, he shows up, he gives 100. So I don't expect nothing less this time.
Well, I don't know if we'll see a world record, but certainly we're going to see a good race, because it always is with this horse, Wiggle It Jiggle It. Gary, back to you.
All right, Justin, thanks so much. One of the great guys in harness racing, George Teague Jr. We'll come back with the U.S. Pacing Championship presented by Crawford Farms here at the Meadowlands in just a moment.
Get to the race on time with a new F-Series pickup from Mullinax Ford. Mullinax is one of the largest Ford dealers in the USA with over 2,000 trucks on sale. Right now, get 0% financing on all 2016 F-150s and Super Duties. And at Mullinax Ford, we save you time and money by giving you our best price right up front. See our entire inventory at MullinaxFord.com. Mullinax Ford is the official truck dealer of the Hambletonian and Breeders' Crown.
If you battle back pain or knee pain, you don't have to tough it out. Turn it off.
Smart Relief from Icy Hot. Turn on relaxing pulses that start blocking pain immediately.
And it's wireless, reusable, and easy to use. Icy Hot Smart Relief.
We like to tear it down. For the streets, we got that beat, make you get out your seats. We got that. We like to tear it down.
Mobile Strike. Download and play now, free from the App Store.
For lower back pain sufferers, the search for relief often leads here. Introducing drug-free Aleve Direct Therapy, a high-intensity TENS device that uses technology once only in doctors' offices. For deep penetrating relief at the source, new Aleve Direct Therapy.
The 2016 Hambletonian Stakes on CBS Sports Network is being brought to you by Wanda Policini's Purple Haze Stables, supporting standard-bred retirement and rescue efforts in New York and New Jersey. By NJ Travel and Tourism. Visit nj.org. By Hanover Shoe Farms, the greatest name in harness racing. And by Mullinax Ford, the official truck dealer of the Hambletonian Society.
Welcome back to the Meadowlands on Hambletonian Day 2016. We're getting set for the U.S. Pacing Championship presented by Crawford Farms, huge supporters in the sport of harness racing, as we take a look at the current odds for the U.S. Pacing Championship. And Wiggle It Jiggle It, 2015 Horse of the Year, 2-1. But 1-2 on Always Be Mickey and Freaky Feet Pete, the third of those three Indiana breds, at a big price at 7-1. But the last time these three met, Dave, Freaky Feet Pete was only able to manage a fourth place finish behind the winner Always Be Mickey and the third place finisher Wiggle It Jiggle It.
He had a couple of traffic issues in that race, Gary, the William Houghton Memorial, but these odds are pretty much just the way you should expect in this 7-horse field. If you wanted to take a shot, Freaky Feet Pete, of course, offers your best value. But these 7 horses, Gary, account for 158 career wins and over $9.7 million in purses. That's a lot of class amongst just these lucky 7.
There's a look at Always Be Mickey, the heavy favorite in here, and rightfully so. 4 in a row, 6 wins over the last 7, and he's got 2 miles in 147 flat. Before that, 147 and 1, and then 147 and 2. I mean, that is incredibly consistent. Sweet Lou, a tremendous pacer from just a couple of years back, pretty much did the same thing. And when you can do that, go that fast, that many times in a row, that consistently, you certainly have greatness in your game.
And that is exactly how his current trainer, Jimmy Takter, describes him. He's the greatest pacing horse I've ever been around, and that's not small language coming from him. Always Be Mickey is such a great story, having overcome injury, but he's been off 3 weeks prior to this race. We'll see if that affects him.
And a look at the reigning Horse of the Year, Wiggle It Jiggle It. You and I were out in Delaware, Ohio last year covering the Little Brown Jug, and it was one of the greatest Little Brown Jugs we have ever seen. Wiggle It Jiggle It winning by a nose for Montreal Teague, who is the son of owner George Teague, and a race for the ages.
He is one of the toughest horses I've ever seen. He overcomes everything that is thrown at him. He is a 4-year-old. Remember, Always Be Mickey is a 5-year-old. Both Freaky Feet Pete and Wiggle It Jiggle It are 4-year-olds. That might put them at a bit of a disadvantage. However, Wiggle It Jiggle It, you know he always gives his best. You heard George Teague talk about 100%. Gary, he will become a $3 millionaire if he cashes any check today, which we certainly expect. Can't wait to watch him race. And Wiggle It Jiggle It with post 6 in this 7-horse field. You know Montreal Teague will have to be aggressive early. That's going to affect the strategy, as I think I feel some raindrops falling. Is that right?
It is certainly possible, and as we sit here, we still have a fast track, no question about it. There is a look at the third Indiana bred, Freaky Feet Pete, for trainer Larry Reinheimer and owner Mary Jo Reinheimer, and LaGrange and the rest of the Reinheimer clan. 5 wins and 9 starts this year. I want to ask you about race strategy here. Who's going to leave? Who's going to take back? And how important is that trip?
Well, for 29-year-old driver Trace Teague, brother of Tim Teague, he may have the first shot out of the gate. He can show speed. He's versatile enough to go either way, but he usually does leave. He also enters the race off a 3-week layoff, like Always Be Mickey. We'll see whether that catches up to these horses in this hot, muggy day.
All right, they're moving in behind the gate. Want to let you know that the stakes record and the co-fastest race mile of all time is held by Holborn Hanover, and that was set 10 years ago, 1:46.4.
In this race, Gary.
All right, they're moving in behind the gate. There's a look at the inside post horse, Delta Winner, being driven today by Andy Miller, but last year in a huge upset in the Cane Pace had the services of David Miller. Delta Winner coming in off of victory, but against much softer competition. He is certainly up against it. That's why he is 55-1 on the board. Time for us to go up to track announcer Ken Workington, who is in his 26th year here at the Meadowlands. Ken.
Always Be Mickey, guys. A 1-2 big favorite here as we get set for the U.S. Pacing Championship. $225,550. At 2-1 second choice, the 6, Wiggle It Jiggle It, the defending horse of the year. Strap in, hold on. Here we go. U.S. Pacing Championship. The world's fastest pacers on gate. Here they come. The Rob, Wiggle It, Jiggle It. Guns out from Untitled Teague on the outside. Already has a 2-length lead after an 1/8 of a mile, and it's going to be Always Be Mickey outsprinted second and shooting through on the inside. Delta Winner third around the first turn. Freaky Feet Pete, Trace Teague taking a seat there in fourth in front of Shambhala, who got away in the 5th position, followed by All Bets Off and Mel Murby Beach. And here comes Dave Miller with Always Be Mickey looking to seize control. And it's Wiggle It Jiggle It stringing him out, and it's an early duel. They're matching strides. First quarter 27-2. Wiggle It Jiggle It, and Montreal Teague steps on the gas. Always Be Mickey on the outside, and Dave Miller presses on and takes the lead from Wiggle It Jiggle It. So an early tussle there, and it's Delta Winner back in the 3rd spot. Freaky Feet Pete along the cones in 4th. Across the backstretch, Shambhala's 5th by 2.5, 3. Then it's All Bets Off and Mel Murby Beach. It's Always Be Mickey, the big favorite here at 1-2. Hits the half in 53-3. 26-1 speed in that second quarter. Wiggle It Jiggle It second. Now first over. Freaky Feet Pete goes in attack mode. He's third. He's now second on the outside and comes up to challenge Always Be Mickey for the lead. That leaves Wiggle It Jiggle It locked in the box third. A golden second over for Shambhala. Shambhala now third on the outside. And looking to get in gear. In gear is All Bets Off on the outside. Delta Winner is pinned in. And Mel Murby Beach. And they're taking it to Always Be Mickey. On the outside, Freaky Feet Pete. And all set is Shambhala. And Wiggle It Jiggle It. Wiggling and jiggling for room. 120 and 327 flat there. Freaky Feet Pete. Always Be Mickey fighting back. On the outside, Shambhala, and here comes Wiggle It Jiggle It, shaking loose late, splitting late. Shambhala's got the lead. Wiggle It Jiggle It, shaking loose late. Is it too late? Yes, Shambhala at 8-1. Scotty Z, Shambhala, then Wiggle It Jiggle It, Delta Winner, and Always Be Mickey, 147-1. Shambhala.
Shambhala pulling off another upset here, finishing second to Always Be Mickey in the William Houghton. A couple of starts back, Dave, at 8-1 on the board. Comes away with a huge victory for Meadowlands' leading driver, 27-year-old Scott Zeron.
What a day for Team Zeron, Family Zeron. This horse, Shambhala, is trained by Scott's dad, Rick, a Canadian mainstay. This one was tremendous with the race of his life. You mentioned in the Houghton a couple of weeks ago. He went back home to recuperate, had a prep for this, got the perfect second over trip, and catapulted home with a giant effort. You heard the call, race Ken Workington, 8-1, the upset price on Shambhala. The big 3 go down.
Another look at the start here, and Montreal Teague gunning Wiggle It Jiggle It out from post position number 6 here. Actually put him in a great spot because he wound up being covered up in the pocket.
He did, and you could see him immediately cross over on Always Be Mickey. But what's going to take the starch out of these two, Gary, is what happens from here. Dave Miller not content to drop in second, and there goes Always Be Mickey to the outside. Dave Miller deciding that he wanted the lead, so Montreal Teague strung him out, as we like to say in harness racing. He had to use use his horse much, much harder than necessary. You saw the fractions, 27-2, 53-3, and as we pick it up in the stretch, Freaky Feet Pete on the outside has taken his shot, and there's Shambhala, who had followed him all the way to the stretch. Scott Zeron hits the wheel disc with the stick, and he is in full gear. Wiggle it, jiggle it, shakes loose, but just a little bit too late. You know he digs in. It's 2-6-1 under the wire. Delta winner grabbed that third spot.
And possibly the precursor of a huge day for Scott Zeron, looking to win his first Hambletonian ever. He's got Marion Marauder going postward, and he comes away with some icing on the cake, and that is Shambhala. For Rick Zeron, his dad, the trainer, and the rest of the crew, Rick Zeron, owner, and Tap Racing as well. And what a great, and Howard Taylor, what a great performance and a great drive by Zeron.
It couldn't have worked out any better for him. They picked up the pieces of a couple of tired leaders. Shambhala got the jump on Wiggle It, Jiggle It. And Gary, the final time, remember we thought we had a shot at breaking the world record. The final time for the mile was 1:47.1.
Returning to the winner's circle is Shambhala. That is the third win in 9 starts this year, and in 53 lifetime starts, 23 victories, picking up a sizable purse check here and now, putting this horse around $700,000.
And there are the prices. The U.S. Pacing Championship is official. The 8-to-1 odds mean Shambhala, your $2 win ticket, gets you back $19.80. 261, your final order of finish.
All right, we're just getting started on Hambo Day here at the Meadowlands. We'll return in a moment.
Al and Michelle Crawford welcome you to Crawford Farms. Located in upstate New York, Crawford Farms houses over 150 fabulously bred broodmares, racehorses, and retirees on 1,000 beautiful acres. Crawford Farms, a boutique breeding operation, sells their top New York, Pennsylvania, and New Jersey yearlings in the Morrisville State Sale and the Lexington Selected Sale. For up-to-date information, visit CrawfordFarms.com.
I'm Erin. I have 2 kids, and we're a Zulily family. Zulily is perfect for stay-at-home moms because it's easy and convenient, and we're all so busy. When I have that little time to myself, I'm hopping on Zulily, seeing what deals they have for the day. Having one income, it's very important that we get the best deal. With Zulily, it's affordable, and I love to see what unique things they're gonna have.
Shop Zulily.com and discover unique items for your entire family at up to 70% off.
The heart and soul of the team is the car. You become so connected to your car, and you just hope that the car you bought was taken care of. It's hard to know if the value is there sometimes, so you really want to trust the car buying source that you're dealing with.
Whether you're buying a new or used car, with TrueCar you'll get the pricing information you need and a better buying experience with TrueCar certified dealers.
It's nice that TrueCar cuts out a lot of the guesswork and it saves a lot of time.
Discover for yourself how easy car buying can be with TrueCar.
Oh, 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 oh. We like to tear it down. We got that beat for the streets. We got that beat, make you get out the seats. We got that. Oh, oh. We like to tear it down.
Mobile Strike. Download and play now, free from the App Store.
You have a vision. It's behind everything you do. Even when you least expect it, it comes through. You know what you want, and we can help make it real. You need choices? We've got all kinds, including special finishes and papers. And they're all absolutely guaranteed. Because you have a vision, and we have your card. 500 start at just $9.99 when you enter BC500 at Vistaprint.com.
Do you feel sluggish or tired throughout the day? Have you ever thought the problem could be your liver?
My liver?
Your liver cleanses your body of things like too much food and drink. And if it's all clogged up, you feel sluggish and tired. But there is something you can do. Take Liverite Liverade, the natural dietary supplement just for your liver. Liverite helps your liver work properly so you can feel more energized. Cleanse your liver. Feel the energy. Live right with Liverite.
Thanks, Liverite.
Available at CVS, Walgreens, Rite Aid, and Walmart.
Welcome back, everybody. It's Hambo Day at the Meadowlands Racetrack in East Rutherford, New Jersey, and the U.S. Pacing Championship presented by Crawford Farms in the books. Shambhala, a 6-year-old gelding by Some Beat Somewhere, is your winner. There's a look at the complete order of finish, and Delta winner third. Always be Mickey fading to fourth. Right now, let's get over to Justin Horowitz. Justin.
Thanks, Gary. I'm here with the driver of the number 78 Furniture Row Bass Pro Shops Toyota, Martin Truex Jr., a guy who knows a lot about horsepower. Martin, you're from New Jersey, but you tell me you've never been to the Meadowlands. So what do you think about this racetrack so far?
So far, it's been a lot of fun. I think I need to go upstairs and place a bet on something, but yeah, first time. Been around racing all my life, obviously, but never really horse racing. So I'm learning a lot. It's been a lot of fun so far, and got a lot of fans out here that are from New Jersey that are getting ready to watch this race tomorrow afternoon in Watkins Glen. So got to meet a lot of them, got to learn a little bit about horses, and it's been a fun day so far.
Another reason why you're here is to help promote your longtime girlfriend's foundation, Sherry Strong, to promote ovarian cancer. 18,000 women will die this year from ovarian cancer. Tell us about sherrystrong.org.
It's just amazing to see what Sherry's done. I think she's only been out of treatment for a little over a year, and to see the impact that she's made throughout the country, a lot of it in Washington, D.C., which is very important. Just spreading the word, the awareness campaign that she's doing, and just trying to help other women. I'm really proud of what she's done. It's been amazing to see her progress and just to see how strong she is and what she's been able to do in a short period of time. So it's been a great thing to spread, to share with everyone, and I'm glad I could be here tonight with her, helping her out and having some fun at the same time.
Well, it's very, very good. And hey, a horse today in the Oaks, Side Bet Hanover, is going to be donating some of her earnings to ovarian cancer and sherrystrong.org. Martin, great to meet you. Thanks for being here at the Hambletonian.
Oh, it's great to meet you too. Thanks for having me on.
Gary, back to you.
All right, Justin, thanks so much. And I'll tell you, the weather is inclement and deteriorating as we speak. We're going to take a break, figure things out right now. As a matter of fact, the state police have ordered people inside and off the tarmac. We'll take a break, and we will return on Hambletonian Day.